Guys, let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. And the next topic comes from another reoccurring guest, Miss Iris Peoples. And Miss Iris writes, "Hey guys, so it looks like Netflix is standing with Dave Chappelle and they are not going to take down his special. Do you think Netflix is doing the right thing by defending Dave Chappelle?" Well, thank you for your question, Iris. So last week we talked about me and Jeremy. We talked about the Dave Chappelle special, The Closure, coming out, and what we thought about the special and how it's essentially making all these different types of waves. Now, this special's been out for a little bit more than a week or so, and it's been getting a lot of backlash, a lot of positivity, a lot of things are coming against it. To answer your question, though, do I think that Netflix is doing the right thing by standing by Dave Chappelle? And this may be controversial. Yes, they're doing the right thing by standing by him because Dave Chappelle didn't have any intentions of offending anyone. His intentions were to make people laugh. That's it. I understand that there are people that take issue with what he had to say in his special, but I like I said last week, and I'll reiterate it this week. My thing is that we all know who Dave Chappelle is as a comedian. Dave Chappelle is not afraid to talk about things that are ultimately going to offend people. I mean, Dave Chappelle has gotten on stage and said, I'm about to say some things that you're not going to like, and you paid for the ticket. So if you don't like it, I don't really give a fuck. My thing is that if you know Dave Chappelle is a very controversial human being in terms of his comedy, don't watch it. And also there, and I want to point this narrative out. It has not been that much backlash in comparison to the positivity. Don't get me wrong. There have been a lot of people who have called for the Netflix special to come down. There are a lot of people who've been attacking Dave, but there also has been a positive wave coming from the special as well. People supporting the special, people liking the special. I think right now on Netflix, it's like in its top 10 most viewed Netflix specials and or Netflix content on the site. So clearly people actually like the special for what it is. But to your question, Iris, I do think that the Netflix CEO should stand with Dave. I don't believe that Netflix would allow Dave Chappelle to put out a product like he did that with the intentions of offending people, because Dave Chappelle is not trying to offend anybody. He's trying to make people laugh. That's his intention. And again, if you don't like something, don't watch it. I don't like a lot of things on YouTube and a lot of other stuff on social media and stuff, but I don't watch it. It's simple. I don't support it. I don't give my dollars to it. I don't give my views to it. I don't support it. And I think personally, listen, it's okay to have an opinion about every little thing that happens. That's fine. But just because you have an opinion about it doesn't mean that these Netflix people at Netflix are going to shut down things because you have an opinion about it. Netflix is $1 billion company. And again, Netflix has not lost any revenue nor fans amongst this particular special. So Netflix is going to continue doing business with Dave Chappelle if Dave Chappelle wants to continue doing business with them. And they're not going to take down a special just because people feel some type of way about it. They're not. I mean, and again, if we want to go back into the essence of comedy, whether the comedian's black, white, whatever, there have been times where comedy has always been off limits. If you look at Def Jam, people talked about those things. They talked about the LGBTQ community. They talked about black people. They talked about Jews. They talked about all these different things. My thing is that comedy is supposed to be shock value and nothing is off limits. Nothing is off limits. People are talking about COVID deaths. And even though that there are people who've been affected by that, there are still comedians making fun of that just so people can laugh, So me personally, and again, let me just say this. I did not necessarily always agree with what Dave Chappelle was saying in his last special, but at the same time, I did laugh at the special. I enjoyed his special. I enjoyed it for what it was. So at the end of the day, I don't think that taking down that Netflix special is ultimately going to solve the issue, because at the end of the day, people are still going to be offended. So and again, Canceling somebody like Dave Chappelle again doesn't solve the issue, because you're still, I mean, if you're only doing this just to cancel Dave Chappelle, then then my thing is that what are your intentions? Are your intentions is trying to take somebody's living away from them because you disagree with what they said? Or are you trying to actually have a conversation with them to get them to understand a different point of view? Again, when we're talking about cancel culture and all this other different stuff, there has to be some form of what are your intentions in terms of talking about these certain things. And I think that Dave Chappelle made his intentions very clear in his special, not just in the closer, but in a whole lot of other specials that he's done before. I mean, they didn't cancel Dave Chappelle when he was imitating R. Kelly peeing on people. He made a song called I Piss on You. And they didn't cancel Dave then. They didn't cancel Dave Chappelle when they did Sticks and Stones. They didn't cancel Dave Chappelle when he talked about all these different things throughout the livelihood of his career. So my thing is this. Listen, Dave Chappelle is going to be who he is. He's already made it a point that he's not going to apologize. That because he's not. And I think that instead of dwelling on something for this long, we should all move on as people and move on at the fact that, listen, if you don't like something, you don't have to support it. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to lend your ears or your eyes to it. That's how I view that. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Netflix is doing the right thing by standing with Dave Chappelle? Do you think that they should cancel him and take off that special off their service? Just jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts.